to head out to do a few errands, but we just got dumped on 2 storms in a row in Toronto, which is like unheard of because we don't get that much snow. We just get that bitter ass cold that like just gets in your bones, but we don't get a lot of snow. So this year is completely different. It's just too much snow. And apparently we're getting more today. So that's 3, like ridiculous. But anyway, so yeah, we've got 2 storms in a row, and then now possibly a third sort of a mini storm. I think it's only like 4 to 8 centimeters or something, but still. So anyway, a lot of snow for Toronto. I know other parts of Canada are like, oh my God, that's like nothing. Like people in Quebec laugh at us all the time because we can't handle the snow. We don't do winter very well here. And like they get like massive amounts of snow all the time and super, super bitter cold. So anyway, that's not for us in Ontario. We're not used to that. Or maybe certain parts of Ontario are, like if you're further out, but definitely not in Toronto. But anyway, so I'm gonna head out to grab a few things because finally the roads are nice and sidewalks are pretty good. I'm really fortunate because we have sidewalk cleaners in the area. They take care of everything, but because we had so much and they came early, I think they came too early because then it dumped down a lot and then they didn't send them out again. So now we have like a bunch of snow on the sidewalk again. I was like, oh God. Like when they came, there wasn't that much to clean. It all came after. Yeah, so I'm going to head out to grab a few things, and then definitely we need fruit because our fruit situation is really, really dim. So gonna do that, gonna grab some fruit, and then, yeah, sorry, like the bulldog just ate. Like he just ate, and now he's eating a second breakfast. So yeah, he's eating in the background. Anyway, so the bitter cold is like literally stiffening me up. And I know I've talked about this before in the past that I have major issues with like my body stiffening. I go to the massage therapist, I go to the osteopath, all of that helps. But it's still like I'm a robot a lot of times in the winter. And it's getting worse as I age. So that's why I'm like really preoccupied with making sure that my bones are healthy because I come from a family of really, really bad bones, like on the high end of the bad spectrum, okay? Not like you have a little bit of bone issue, a little bit of bone loss, like osteoporosis and people getting deformed because their bones are so bad. I'm not going down that road. I'm going to fight it completely. So I am increasing my protein, and that's why I'm a little not obsessed about it, but I really need to be cautious about it to make sure that I'm getting enough because it's really, really important because now I'm older and I need to focus on completely different things. Like I know how to do be super lean and skinny. I know how to do that. I've done that a million times. Now I need muscle. I need to build muscle and just bulk up and make my body strong so that I can age gracefully and be able to do things the way that I did when I was younger. So that is my focus lately. So I need to go get, more edamame. I need to get more tofu. I might get some tempeh just so that I have in the house and it's ready to go and I don't have any excuses. Because before I was just into the keeping lean and just having like my starch and my non-starchy veggies with it, and like that's how I stayed super lean and skinny. But I was lacking in a lot of things. So we're gonna try to keep sort of a balance here, and yeah, still wanting to eat those things because that's the way I eat and I like the simplicity of it, but also making sure that I'm incorporating more protein. So my fats have gone up a bit, which is outside of my comfort zone because as soon as I increase my fats, typically my weight goes up. But again, I'm not focusing on that right now, and I need to keep reminding myself that because I need to focus on making sure that I'm getting enough protein. And if I'm having more tofu and more edamame, my fats are just naturally going to go up because they do have natural fats in it. So I just have to keep reminding myself, and it's not refined oils, it's not junk, it's not fast food fat, it's like fat that comes from good sources. So it's kind of like a reworking of my brain lately, trying to, you know, look at my fitness pal and like really look at the things that I'm having and making sure that I'm getting all the things that I need, because again, this is a different ball game. I'm not super young anymore and I need to focus on certain things. So there we go. That's what we're gonna do. One of the other staple things that I always have at home, we talk about this all the time, is having a starch that's ready to go. Either you have potatoes, you have rice. That saves so much time and energy, and it just makes lunches simple. It makes life easy, and you're getting a lot of nutrition. So brown rice is my favorite because it has more fiber, keeps you full for a long time, and it's a lot of nutrition. So I opt for brown rice most of the time, like 99% of the time. And then other times I'll have like something like a basmati, but that's always in the fridge. So a big pressure cooker full of rice, and then you have it in the fridge, it's gonna last. Potatoes are really, really good to do too. You do them in the pressure cooker, put them in a Ziploc or a container in the fridge. And then also, this is really interesting with potatoes. I've heard that it works with rice too, but I think people are just, it's like wishful thinking, because I don't think that that's a real thing with rice. But with potatoes, it's been proven that if you put them in the fridge after they've been cooked and then you consume them, even if you reheat them, they're going to be lower in calorie density, which is a game changer, because you can literally eat way more potatoes once they're cold and in the fridge. It's something scientifically that happens to the potato. Look it up. It's like amazing. And then you're having less calories and a lot more food, which is a win for anybody, right? So having those things at home is a lifesaver. But then now we need the additions. So for me, it's like making sure that I have the extra proteins that are ready to go, that are healthy proteins. So I did quinoa and lentils yesterday, which is like, oh my God, amazing. Like they were so, so good. And you know, I put them in a wrap, which has some oil in it, but that's the best thing that I can come up with, other than the Ezekiel ones, which are really hard to work with sometimes, like they fall apart. I have them right now because it's the better option. And I'm gonna have that for breakfast. But my breakfast is gonna be like a brunch, so it's gonna be like around 11. But yeah, I'm gonna like have my Ezekiel wrap with that, but having, again, things in the fridge. So right now I have quinoa and lentils in the fridge that are ready to go. I also have brown rice. So it's gonna be a busy day, but I know I've got like the staples of whatever I'm going to eat is already there. So perfect. I don't have to stress, I don't have to worry. Everything is there. Okay, also, you guys have probably noticed that one of the videos kind of got wonky, kind of got crazy. I was trying to fix it on the editor, which I don't understand why it's so difficult to use. Like, it's like torture, because you can't eliminate the song for some reason. You have to replace it, fine. But then it doesn't line up properly, then the voiceover gets messed up. It's just a whole thing. So it was like hell on earth to try to fix it. I still don't know if it's fixed, to be honest. Like, I got so frustrated of going back to look that like I just said, you know what? Hopefully people are not too bothered by it. They still get the info that they need. It's just annoying. So the free music, be careful, because what happened was it's not free in a lot of cases. What the creators do is it's free to use in videos, but then they want the monetization from it, and they will get all the monetization from your video because the song is in it. Crazy, right? So YouTube informed me, they said there's no penalty to my channel, but they just wanted to let me know in case I wanted to change the song so that I could be monetized and get my own like money for the video. I can just change the song, replace it, and it wasn't a big deal. I was like, oh, okay. But then when I went in, it's not that easy. But yeah, I mean, at least they let you know why like you're not monetized for that video and how you can fix it. So I appreciate that about YouTube. But yeah, so that's what happened, and I was trying to fix it. I don't know if it's fixed, so please bear with me. The only reason why I did not take down the video is because I got so many people saying that it was helpful and sending me messages outside of YouTube saying, hey, I really like that video. It was really, really helpful for me. So fine. I was really happy with that, and it has a lot of views. And I'm just like, people are gonna be like, wait, I just told you that it's helpful and you took it down. So if it ends up coming down, it will go back up again. I'll go back to see if it's sort of fixed. I don't know. I'm not good with the editor on there. I've heard from other people that it's not easy to navigate, but I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. Like, it seems so straightforward, just change the song. But then it doesn't account for like your voiceover and what else is happening to your video. Anyway, I will try to fix it. I will look into it, but otherwise just look past the imperfections and just look at the information that's given to you, because hopefully you're still going to get that information, the great recipe, the easy, simple tips, aside from the stupid music that's not really working out and the voiceover that has been eliminated. Almost always my recipes are always in the description box anyway, so you don't need to stress about like writing down what isn't, you know, what normally, unless it's like a repeat video like of a recipe that I make a lot. It's either going to be found on my blog, which is not really updated very often, but a lot of the recipes are there. And then or I'll just link the other video so that you can get the recipe from that video. But it's always there somewhere, so don't stress about, oh my god, I can't hear what she's saying, or, you know, I can't get all the information. The information will be there, don't worry. Like, don't stress about it. Just look past the crazy music that I'm having to edit afterward. It never works perfectly afterward. So yeah, so now it's just making me think I'll just stick to YouTube music, because if it's not Epidemic Sound, which I used before, and then I was like, why am I paying so much money and I barely use it? And that's what I used in all my videos before. There's no point in going anywhere else, honestly. Epidemic Sound is safe. I never had any issues with their music. It was always safe to use in any situation. But these other websites are too shady. Like, don't use them. Just don't do it. It'll cause you more grief later. Trust me. I'm gonna make some toothpaste because I have come to the end now of my toothpaste. I make my own toothpaste. I used Eat Move Rest's recipe. I've used variations before as well. Like they're very, very similar. But the other one that I used called for a little more coconut oil than the one that they use. So I've just been using this one. Their recipe, it's like 1/3 of a cup of the baking soda, and then 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. And then if you want to, you could put some peppermint oil, but pure peppermint oil, like for cooking. Don't just use like the stuff that you like diffuse or something. If you want to. I've never used the peppermint oil. I just have it plain, but I thought something different. I don't know. I'm just going to try it. Just put a tiny bit. I keep it in this little airtight little container, but it's very strong. So this is like the dedicated peppermint container. So I'm going to just mix that up. I like to mix it with a fork and then just scoop it with a spoon into my little container. You want to make sure you have something that's airtight like this. I really like this container because then it seals really nicely. And then I just scoop my toothbrush in here. You could also just like have like a little mini spoon on the side, like those mini wooden ones would be fine. And then you could just scoop up that like mixture. So let's say everyone is using, you know, one container. You don't want to put everybody's toothbrush in here. That's gross. So I would say get a little mini, let me see if I can show you. So like something like this, like a little spoon, and that way you keep it with it. And then everybody just takes a little bit. But because I'm the only one that uses this container, I just dip my toothbrush right in here and call it a day. So I need to do that and get that done for today. So that's one of the things that I have to get done. So I'm gonna do that this morning while I have my coffee. Just buy my baking soda from the bulk barn, and then I just put it into this container and then just label it just so I know what the heck is in it. And then I found this really huge jar of coconut oil, and it's organic, and it was $10. So I thought that was a real steal. So I picked that up. That's really good. And that was like Winners, I think. So that's that. And then this I bought organic at, I think it was Marshall's, that I found in the food section. Okay, so everything is in the bowl. Now all I have to do is mix it up. I like to mix it with a fork and just combine everything really well. Oh, my cat's doing laps around and attacking the poor bulldog. Poor King. He's just playing in a very playful mood. So if you hear thumping in the background, it's him just running around. There he goes. Okay, so resist the urge to put more coconut oil when you see it getting a little chunky like this, because as you work with it and as the coconut oil melts, you're gonna see that everything's gonna mix up really nicely. So again, resist the urge, just keep kind of mixing it through, and then you're gonna see that it all comes together. So you wanna make sure that you keep mixing it, because as you see, it's starting to clump up. This is what you want. You want it to start clumping up like this, and then you can go ahead and add it into your container. Just keep working at it and you will get this consistency. Just don't add more coconut oil because you don't need it. And then yeah, it smells really nice because I put the peppermint in. Just be careful, make sure that it's actually the cooking peppermint and not like the stuff that you put in the, you know, diffuser, because that would be detrimental. Just make sure it's the real thing, that you can cook with it. It's safe for consumption, and that's it. But normally I don't put anything in it. I just use it as is. So yeah, I'm gonna go put makeup on and get ready for the day, have some more coffee, and then just put this back into the bathroom nice and full for a little while. It lasts a long time. You only need a tiny amount on your toothbrush. It's in here, it's like whipped almost, like it's so fluffy, and just pop it into your container and then you are good for a long time, because again, you only need a tiny bit. So when you are brushing your teeth with natural toothpaste like this that has coconut oil in it, just be careful. So I want you to make sure that you spit in the garbage can, not in your sink, because you will clog your sink otherwise, because coconut oil will clog your sink. It's like oil pulling. I love oil pulling too, but it has to be spit into the garbage can, because or else it'll get really thick inside of your sink and cause a lot of issues. So spit into the garbage, and then you can go ahead and rinse your mouth like usual, brush your teeth like usual. But when you're done, definitely spit in the garbage can, not in the sink. And this will work really nice to whiten your teeth and to really clean your teeth and get all the bacteria out. It's absolutely amazing. Since I've been using natural toothpaste, which has been for, I don't even know how long, but I would just buy it, and really it's probably just like something like this, but I would buy it and it would be so expensive. I've probably been using it for like, I want to say maybe 20 years. Like I don't use normal toothpaste. I just don't. For sure, I would say like maybe 20 years, if not longer, because when I became vegan as a kid, I started researching about different things to start eliminating and making healthy and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to say it's probably way over 20 years, but let's just say 20 years. But now I can make it at home, and it's so cheap to make at home. So why spend so much money on these store-bought versions? So in my last video, I showed you guys a sweater that I got at Value Village when I went thrifting with my daughter, and I also got these two mugs that are super cute. They're just a regular size mug, not super big, and this one was like an older vintage kind of mug. I really fell in love with it, so this had to come with me, and it has some imperfections. Like it's not broken, but there's imperfections in the making, which I kind of like. It's kind of neat. And then of course the Valentine mug, all you need is love, so I picked that up as well. So I also got this athletic sweater, or shirt, I should say, a long sleeve shirt, and it's like a light blue but like a gray mixed into it. I don't know how to describe the color, and it has these details, this like line work going through it. It's made with really, really nice material, so I was really happy to find that. And this was $7.99, and then the tag got cut off, so I'm not sure like what brand it is, but it says Better Every Day on it. But yeah, it's really, really good, and I really like, see how the bottom, it kind of, the back is a little bit longer. I like that, like the details like that, and it kind of scoops and it's rounded, so it's not like that boxy fit. So I think that this was a great deal because it's in perfect condition. Like, yes, the tag is cut off, so clearly somebody wore it at some point, But it is literally in perfect condition. Like no pills at all. It looks like if they wore it, it was like very few times. So that was my win. And then I think they couldn't figure out what size it was because the tag is off. So they put it under the medium to large area. So I think it'll be perfect. I just washed it, didn't wear it. I already showed you guys the sweater that I got as well, which I really liked, the Frank and Oak one. And then I just got the mugs.